Hey guys, it's me again and I'm back to spread some knowledge. This video is going to be straight to the point. I don't want to cut any corners with you guys. In this video I'm going to be kind of transparent because this is kind of something that I'm learning and growing into as of today, present day. I'm not all the way there yet when it comes to my journey of being alone, but I feel like I've grown and I've learned a lot enough to come on and talk to you guys about the journey of being alone and alone with yourself and alone with your spirit and just kind of following your journey with yourself, your spirituality, and with God. So lately, for the past couple of months or whatever, I've really been swaying away from the midst of the world, and I've kind of shut myself off into this state of solitude, loneliness, or just, I've just been really by myself lately. By choice, of course, because, there are people that I can interact myself with, and there are people that I can, really go be with, do this and that. But, lately I've been choosing to be alone because I found that my journey within myself has really truly grown once I kind of cut off majority of distractions that were hindering me from going where I need to go. And yeah, that's why I just want to come on here and talk to you guys about some things that I've learned since I've been alone. I was always pretty by myself as like a child. Like, I'm an only child. I have a sister on my dad's side, but we don't live together, but we are very close. But in all, I have always really been by myself, not in a sad way though, like in a good way, in an independent way. But my family, they're there for me, but I'm an only child, so I didn't really have like the experience of growing up with siblings and everything. And lately, I've really been by myself now because I don't have as many friends as I used to. I don't go out as much as I used to. So I've really been, in solitude, just kind of with myself, with family, and with God. So let's just talk about some of the things that I've been learning since I've been by myself. One of the main lessons that I've really learned since being by myself is truly understanding that everybody you call your friend is not genuinely your friend. Let me say this again. Not everyone you call your friend is genuinely and truly your friend. And I've also learned that you kind of have to have certain friends to do certain things with. Like, you have to have friends that you go out with. And you have to have friends that you go out to dinner with, travel with, and do this and that with. Because truly, you can't mix those two groups. Like, if you have friends that you can truly do all of those things with, you are blessed and you are more luckier than you think. Because a lot of people don't have that luxury. I've never had that luxury of having a friend I can just do any and everything with. Like, I've always had to have certain friends to do certain things with. Not saying that's a bad thing, but that's just how it's kind of always went for me. So yeah, the first thing I want to say is, everyone you call your friend is not really your friend. Meaning, when you need somebody to talk to, or when you're depressed, or when you don't share the same interest as them anymore, they kind of go to the sideline and they kind of push you to the sideline. But once I kind of stopped going out and doing things like that and kind of working on myself, working on my business, working on my relationship with God, I really swayed away from those friends like really quickly. And I will say this, God has a funny way of swaying you away from those people on purpose. But just from my experience, I just learned that everybody is not your friend. For me, everybody has different opinions on what a friendship truly is. But for me, a friend is someone who you can call on when times get rough. You don't have to talk every day, but you just have to be there for them when you need them. And I have lacked a friend like that. Like, I don't think I've ever had a friend that has just, been able to be there for me when I need them. I am pretty much a independent person, and a lot of people kind of feel like, I got it and I can do it on my own, which I can, but it wouldn't hurt to just have someone to be like, oh, well, how are you? How are you feeling? I have my mom and I have my family, but as far as a friend that is not blood related to me, I have not had that. So I really learned that it's okay to not have friends. I've learned that everybody is not your friend, and that's okay too, because at the end of the day, we're living on earth. No one is obligated to do anything, feel any type of way towards you, and from there you just really have to learn to accept that and decide on whether you still want to engage in that relationship, whether it's a friendship, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, and move forward from there. And I've also pretty much learned that it's okay to not be in the midst of the world. It's okay to not be in the mix. Like, it's okay to just be by yourself. And the reason why I say that is because we live in a generation where it's dangerous. People aren't really happy for you. People are jealous of you. People don't want to see you do better than them. They might want to see you do good, but they don't want to see you do better than them. So that's why I say like, it's okay to not always be in the mix, in the midst of the world. If you want to go out, have fun, that's fine. But just don't be so bent on always being in the midst of the world. You have to be in the midst with yourself. You'll see that the rest of the world just doesn't really correlate with what you have going on within. Y'all sound so mature, like. But for real though, like, I'm really speaking some real stuff. Like, this is genuinely what I've been learning. This is genuinely how I feel, and this has really helped me a lot. So I'm hoping that this can really reach y'all and help y'all. And make sure you send this video to somebody that you want to see win, or if you want to maybe get somebody in good spirits who's feeling lonely, who's feeling down, or just may feel like they don't really have anyone in their corner, or they just don't know what to do, or they don't have a friend or whatever. So just share it with them. It is okay to go ghost as well. Like, sometimes it's best to just ghost without explanations. Remember, you don't owe everybody walking on this earth an explanation. The only person you really owe an explanation to is God, and God only. Anybody else, if you give them an explanation, that's just a luxury that you're giving to them. But nobody truly deserves an explanation as to why you do anything, as to why you go ghost, why you decide to make this decision, why you don't decide to make this decision. The only person you owe an explanation to is God and yourself. It's okay to be selfish, not in an ugly way, but just selfish when it comes to bettering yourself and being there for yourself, because you can't be there for everyone else and not be there for yourself. I'll say that again. You can't be there for everyone else if you're not there for yourself. Did I say that the same way? But y'all know what I want to say is, when you're there for everyone else, make sure you're there for yourself. Be there for yourself first, because at the end of the day, everyone is looking out for themselves. And if you're looking out for everyone else and not yourself, you're just going to be the one that's really getting walked over in the end. So make sure you have that confidence in yourself to always put you first and put everybody else not on the side, but just don't always prioritize yourself. Prioritize yourself and let everything else fall into place after that. Love those who love you, and don't go out of your way for people who will not do the same for you. I say this because if you go out of your way for people who won't do the same for you, you'll just end up hurt in the end. If you want to do something for somebody, or if you want to be there for somebody, always do it out of the kindness of your own heart. Don't do it because you're expecting them to do it back to you, because everyone wasn't raised the same. Everyone doesn't have the same mentality. So if you want to do something, do it from pureness and from what's the word I want to say? Do it because you want to be generous. Don't ever expect anything from anyone. That's another thing I learned. I didn't put that in my points, but that's another thing. Don't expect anything from anyone. That's one of the main things I've learned since being by myself. The less you expect, the better off you will be. When people don't return the same energy you give to them, don't, blow it out of proportion. Just take it, learn from it, and move forward. Now, if you still want to continue, doing for that person or being there for that person, and you just want to do it because that's just the type of person you are, or if you're not expecting anything back, that's completely fine. But don't walk around expecting anything from anyone. The only thing, or the only person you should be expecting anything out of is yourself. I cannot express that enough. And also, like I said this earlier, but just don't feel guilty about putting yourself first. You matter. You are what matters. Like, nothing else really matters but you when it comes to being alone and just kind of being selfish with your time, selfish with your energy, selfish with your love. That's how you really kind of grow within yourself. And then one last thing I want to mention about the couple of things I've learned since being by myself is that God will really show you the way. Like, once you've spent enough time by yourself and once you've spent enough time learning about yourself, and that's another thing, I learned a lot about myself since being alone, and I'll mention that later on. But yeah, God will really show you the way if you start putting your trust in Him, if you start praying, if you start, reading up on whatever spiritual preference you have. Once you start really digging down deeper into that and digging deeper down within your spirituality, you will really see that God is going to show you the way every single time. If you have a doubt in your mind about anything, if you pray and ask God to reveal that to you, He will do it. Like, y'all, I kid you not. There's this guy, I can't remember his name, but my mom told me about him like not too long ago. But it was basically a video of he was explaining about different things in different ways and how God speaks to you in different ways. So y'all, I was just praying. I was like, Lord, just show me your way. Like, if you want me to get a new car, actually, let me give y'all some backstory. So I love new things. So I have a Benz, like my Benz is paid off. There's nothing wrong with it, anything. But lately I haven't won a new car. So I was just praying. I was like, Lord, if you want me to have this new car, if you want me to go get a new car, like, just show me your way when it comes to my car situation and what I should do about getting a new car. I kid you not, that next day, I was just searching up on YouTube. Like, I don't know, I was just searching. And I was like, let me see what Dave Ramsey has been talking about. And I kid you not, the first video I clicked on about him, and the first video I saw was actually a lady, or she sounded like she was maybe in her early 20s, and she was talking about getting a new car. And I was like, wow. So in the video, he basically just said, if you don't have a car note or whatever, you're not in debt, like, don't go get in unnecessary debt if you don't have to. So that was God's way of just showing me, about the question and about the concern that I really had at the time. So I was like, wow, like, that's crazy. In order for you to get that relationship with God, and in order for you to grow with God, you have to grow with yourself first. And that's really just the main point that I want to get across in this video. In order for you to grow spiritually and grow mentally, grow financially, you have to take a break from the world, and you just have to be alone, and you have to be okay with being alone. Because right now, I have like a couple acquaintances and stuff like that, but I know in the future that whenever it's time for me to come in contact with good people and build a good God-fearing circle and things like that, I know God is going to bless me with that. But right now, He's kind of just pushing me away from the world and into myself, just so that whenever I do come across that group of people, or when I do come across that friend or relationship or whatever, I'll be ready for it, because I took that time alone to grow and learn and teach other people about it. So, I feel like loneliness is kind of like a phase that shouldn't really be taken so, badly, or it shouldn't be depressing. You should really learn to grow and learn to be okay with being alone. And I have been learning to be okay with being alone for a long time now. Like, I don't want to get too deep into everything, but I had a relationship I was in, and it took me a lot to kind of sway away from that and kind of just learn to be okay with being by myself again. Like, I've been by myself now for a year. Like, and has it been easy? No. But has it been easier since, everything and just all the changes that's been going on? Yes, it's definitely been easier. And I enjoy being alone. I would rather be alone than be in a situation, like that again. Or, deal with friends that aren't really my friends again. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation. You just have to learn to grow within yourself, learn to be okay with being by yourself, learn to appreciate that you're able to be by yourself. So I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I really hope y'all learned something from it. I really hope y'all take something from this. And don't forget to share this video with someone you may know that's struggling with being alone, or maybe you're even struggling with being alone. Just like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to see in the next video. And I'll be back with some motivational talks, because I like talking to y'all. Y'all cool sometimes. But yeah, make sure y'all follow my social medias, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.